What is up, guys? Sumi here with Thoughtcast, and today I'm going to be talking about their friends. Right. This is a topic that you might hate to talk about or might love to talk about. I already know some of you are like, oh my God, I hate her friends. I hate his friends, so on and so forth. Let me tell you something, right? Initially, when you first start talking to someone, their friends are not necessarily relevant because you're talking to them. But you have to understand the people that you surround yourself with are the ones that you are most similar to. So if you're talking to a girl, for example, right, it could go both ways. If you're talking to a girl and her friends are always out partying and drinking and smoking and whatever it might be that's not conducive to your lifestyle, right? If this is your lifestyle, that's great. But if it's not conducive to your lifestyle, it's not necessarily a good fit for you because temporarily people can be a different person. Oh yeah, my friends do that. That's not normally me. If her best friend is cheating on her man every single night, listen, you have to watch out because birds of a feather flock together. And I'm not going to go too into the psychology of why this happens, why we hang around people that are similar to us, because the reality is it's very simple. But if you're trying to start a relationship with someone, look at their friends. The first thing I'll tell you to do is to look at their best friends. This might be one person, it might be a couple people, but look at their best friends and really get to spend some time with them. Now, you might not have a lot of one-on-one time with them, but try to understand and evaluate them in an up-close setting. Typically, you want their best friend to like you, right? But you don't want to let their best friend dictate all the decisions of the relationship. There are people out there that will let their friends dictate their relationship decisions. They're too involved and dependent on their friend group to allow them to make decisions, and they feed off the attention of their friend group and the validation of their friend group. Sometimes they might date you just for the satisfaction to have a boyfriend like all their friends do. This is a very bad person to date. This is not a good situation for you to be in because that means they're not dating you and with you for the right reasons. They cannot make decisions by themselves. So if someone is taking advice and guidance from their friend group on a constant level to where it dictates the relationship, it's not necessarily good. Another thing I want you to understand is if someone is constantly talking to their friends and getting advice about your relationship problems, it's not good either because their friends are going to be extremely biased to who they are. If your boyfriend is constantly talking to his boys about what to do with you, they're going to be on his side 100%. Same thing with their girlfriends. They're going to be on her side 100% because they're biased to who she is. And a lot of times, they're going to be like, oh, you need to leave him immediately because objectively, they can say this. But they don't understand the intimacy, the connections, the emotion that you guys share. Now, in certain situations, it is good to talk to a best friend to get some advice if the situation is very traumatic and it's really causing you a lot of pain. But 9 times out of 10, I don't recommend people talk to their friends and family. Then you might say, well, who do I talk to? Talk to someone that understands relationships, like a relationship coach, like a therapist, like someone who's a professional that can give you an objective opinion without the bias of being your friend. You must understand that the individuals that constantly rely on their friends for advice are bringing your personal problems out to the world. And even if these problems are fixed, their friends are going to hold that against you. They're going to say, oh, you're the person that did this to her one time, or you're the girl that did this to my boy one time. I don't like you. It's automatically going to cause some kind of friction in the future of the relationship. Last but not least, I want you to understand this. Their friends are not your friends, but they do not own them. It's very complicated, but you shouldn't be trying to be friends with your girlfriend's friends or your boyfriend's friends. This is a very controversial opinion here. And the reason for this is you want to make sure that you're solidifying the relationship with your partner first to where your partnership is very solid outside of the friend group. It's not your duty or mission to cultivate friendships with their friends. Now, if that does happen organically and naturally, that's okay because they don't own these people. These people are individuals and they operate outside of them. Just because they were friends before does not mean that they own them. Just because I listened to a song before does not make me more of an avid fan. It doesn't matter, right? This whole argument is filled with semantics, but I want you to understand that you don't have to be friends with their friends. Their friends don't have to like you for you guys to be good in a relationship because sometimes their friends are not right. A lot of times, their friends are not right. So for anyone out there that's dealing with the friends not liking you and there's a lot of friction in the relationship and your partner is constantly going to them for advice and they're acting on what they say, look, it might not be a situation for you and you really have to understand that birds of a feather flock together. If their friends are not doing the right things, your partner's probably not going to do the right things and they're going to rely on them and it's not a good situation for you to be in.